Section 7.1, Radical Expressions and Rational Exponents. In square roots, the number or term underneath the radical sign is called the radicand. The symbol here we call a radical sign. Example, square root of 49. 49 is the radicand. The square root of 49 is 7. In this example, square root of -4. We cannot take the square root of a negative number. Squaring a square root. If we square the square root of a, the answer is the radicand, a. So it's like the square cancels out the square root. Also, if we take the square root of a square, the answer again is the radicand, or the base of the radicand. Same concept, the square root cancels out the square. Cube roots. In a cube root, again we have our radical sign. And we have our radicand. And this number in here, in the little nook of the radical sign, is called the index. The index tells us what root we are taking. In a square root, we leave that index blank. That really is a 2. It's the same number as the exponent square. Here, the same number as the exponent of a cube. Cubing a cube root. Same concept as squaring a square root. If we take a cubed root of a and raise it to the third power, again it will equal the radicand a. That's the same as the cube canceling out the cube root. The nth root. Taking the nth root of an nth power, again, equals the radicand. In the nth root, if n is an even integer, then the radicand, or the answer, which is equal to the radicand, is the absolute value of that number. So if n is an even number and this is a negative number, we need to take the absolute value, because you cannot take the square root or the fourth root or the sixth root of a negative number, but you can when it's odd. So when that n is an odd number, then the answer is just the radicand, whether it's negative or positive. For example, the fourth root of 16 equals 2. The fifth root of -243 is -3, because -3 to the fifth power equals -243. So we can take the odd root of negative numbers, but we cannot take the even roots of negative numbers. For example, if we had the fourth root of -16, we cannot say that's -2, because -2 to the fourth power is +16, not -16. So with even indexes, it cannot be done on a negative number. Rational exponents. A to the power of the fraction 1 over n equals the nth root of a to the first power. Notice that the denominator in the exponent is the index, and the numerator in the exponent is the exponent here. For example, 49 to the 1/2 power equals the square root. In this case, the denominator is the index, which is a 2, and in square roots we don't need to place the 2 there. And the numerator is the exponent of the radicand. Square root of 49 is 7. Another example, 64 to the power of 1/3 equals the cubed root of 64 to the first power. And the cubed root of 64 is 4. A to the power of m over n equals the nth root of a to the mth power. For example, 16 to the power of 5/4 equals the 4th root of 16 to the 5th power. 16 to the negative 3/4 power equals 1 over 16 to the positive 3/4 power. When you have a negative exponent, that is a value less than 1, and we place it in the denominator with 1 as the numerator. Then you can type that into your calculator and solve.